Well, it looks like my ant traps have taken care of my ants, which is a wonderful thing. I don't see any ants on here anymore. Okay, good. Now I have to untarp the refrigerator, or the refrigerator, I should say. The refrigerator is the thing that I was putting the ice in, but this is the refrigerator. Yeah, there we go. Where are we at now? Power-wise, where are we at? 73%. Okay, let me open the door and let Rocky out. Hey, you. Come on out, little man. I had to go into town. Hey, you. You can come out. We're not going over to the place yet to change your Band-Aids. Don't worry. We'll do that later, but we're not doing it right now. I could tell he was hesitant to come out because he had that on his mind, no doubt. Doesn't like that. He says, that's an ordeal. I'm not prepared to put up with that. I bought some blueberries again because they were on for $1.99 for a container like this. And so I bought some, I did. I said, I think I'm going to buy some blueberries. I think I'm going to. I'd like to see anybody try and stop me. Whenever they interfere with a man's right to buy blueberries, that's communism. We don't tolerate communism here at Camp Krazy. And I also bought some ice cream sandwiches because I figure I've got a freezer now. I wish that it opened up the other way, mind you, but still, it is a freezer. And it's going to hold my ice cream sandwiches, Rocky. It is, I promise you that. Oh, there we go. Okay, now, dropping stuff here. Just a dropping stuff all over the place, Rocky. It's a crazy situation. I don't mind telling you that because it is. You know what I should do? I'll tell you what I should do. Now that I think about it, maybe I shouldn't do that. I had a thought, and then I decided that I shouldn't have had that thought. I was thinking of putting my salmon in here too first and putting the ice cream sandwiches on top of it. But the thing is, I plan to eat the salmon tonight, so there's no reason to do that. It would only make it hard to get the salmon out in a couple hours or 3 hours or whatever when I go to cook it. So, I won't do that. I will not do that. As much as I was tempted to do it, I will not. Yeah, I know. You tell me about it, Rocky. I'm going to stuff this freezer full of ice cream sandwiches. Yeah, what do you think of that? Hey, does that float your boat? Does that float your boatler area, Rocky? I got a bad toothache right now. I get them, you know, my teeth ache and they fall out and they crumble. And it's great fun. Losing all your teeth is exciting. It's a little excitement for you in your 50s. You know, because by the time you get in your 50s, you've given up on sex. Either because you find it boring now because you had so much of it when you were young, or because you didn't have any sex when you were young, and you've given up on the idea of having sex. Either way, you've given up on that, so there's no excitement there. You're generally bitter towards the opposite gender, so you're not pursuing relationships anymore, either because you're bitter against the opposite gender, or because you have so many restraining orders against you by this time you can't recall who you're allowed to contact and who you're not allowed to contact. In my case, it's a little of both of those things, but there's that. And the other thing is, oh boy, the other thing is, there's a bonus ice cream sandwich I didn't know I had. There you go. We'll put that in there too. All right. Well, Rocky. Okay, now you. Let me check my salmon here. It's still frozen, so I can still put it in here. I probably should for now. But you know what I'm going to have to do, I think? I think I'm going to have to... There's a fly in there. A fly got into my... Yeah, all right. Now, what I'll do... Okay, Rocky, let's close up the door, sweetheart. He wants to stay in there because it's cool in there. That's what it is. Okay, I gotta close the door. He says, why can't you leave it open? I'll just stay in here. And I can't leave it open because that's not how a refrigerator works. No, it wouldn't work anymore. I burn out the compressor, Rocky. I would. Okay, now I got to cut this in half. That way it'll fit. You see. We'll cut this son of a bitch right in half, we will. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at me cutting stuff in half. I'm so smart. Sometimes I amaze myself with my intelligence, I do. Not to mention my good looks. Don't even get me started on my good looks. Yeah, fish juice. Rocky would be looking and saying that fish juice is going to waste. What are you doing? What are you doing with the fish juice? See, this is what we got to do now. Now, let me get a couple of hair elastics. I buy ladies' hair elastics at the dollar store so that the girls who work in the dollar store will think I'm some sort of a freak. You know? Well, no, I do it because of good quality elastics. I don't have any hair to tie up with them myself, but they're really good elastics. I find normally when you buy elastics these days, you get very shoddy quality. Very shoddy indeed. And I don't like shoddy quality. I do not. If you try to sell me shoddy merchandise, I'll probably end up making death threats against you and stuff, because I'm just that crazy when it comes to shoddy quality. I'll probably also place a curse on you. I'll hire a witch to put a curse on you if you sell me shoddy merchandise. I will. You'll see. You'll know it's serious when you develop hemorrhoids and your hair starts falling out. Wait a minute. Maybe that explains what's happened to me. I wonder. All right, I don't know what you can see right now because I set the phone up against the kettle. Hey, you. I thought I stepped on him for a minute. I panicked. But I haven't stepped on him. He's just mad because I'm keeping the refrigerator open. That's all. He figures the refrigerator should always be open. We should have an open door refrigerator policy. That's what Rocky believes anyway. He's voting for an open door policy with the refrigerator so that he can hang out in front of it and get cool when it's so hot out, eh? He does love this thing. There's no doubt about that. He's saying, for once, that bald idiot did something good. Instead of going to the dollar store and freaking out the girls in there by buying hair elastics when he's clearly bald, or accumulating restraining orders, you know, tell you, just because you make some lewd suggestions to a couple of ladies at Walmart, you end up with a restraining order. There's just no justice. Here we go now. Oh, goodness, eh? But like I say, when you get to be in your 50s, there just isn't a lot of excitement like there was when you were young. Not a lot of drama anymore. You know, you don't have a girlfriend coming over to the house every weekend, and you spend the first night making sweet, sweet love to her, and then you spend the rest of the weekend drinking and fighting. And before you know it, the screen door's been tore off the house and the police have been called. That doesn't happen anymore, you know. Well, if you're married, then the fighting part, the drinking and fighting might still be happening, but and the screen door being tore off and the police, that actually might be happening, but the making love thing ain't happening anymore. Anyway, I'm just trying to be funny, by the way. Probably not succeeding, but trying. So you got to give me credit for that at least. Here we go now. Oh my goodness, hey. Here we go. Yeah, so that's the excitement anyway, is getting a nice new refrigerator. Yeah. Gotta love the refrigerator. Here we go now. Here we go. Oh, there's the ice cream. Look, it's a format club. Ice cream sans nom vanille sandwiches a la creme glacée. Garter congeal. Yeah, wonderful. What's it in the Queen's English here? Club size, no name vanilla ice cream sandwiches. Individually well wrapped. Keep frozen. They wouldn't work very well if they weren't frozen after all. Here we go now. All right. Got to flatten this box down here. But yeah. That's what I said one time. My former landlord got a little mad at me. The one that sold the house out from under me one time. Because I was telling him that the roof and the shed was leaking there. And he didn't like to hear negativity from his tenants, you know. Because after all, you shouldn't complain about, you know, leaking roofs and things like that. But it was, the roof in the shed was leaking. And it was a good shed. And it would be a shame to lose it. So I mentioned it to him anyway. He told me I wasn't a very good tenant. And I told him, I said I didn't know what he was talking about, me not a good tenant. I said I never miss a rent payment, which was true. I never missed a rent payment. And I said, and besides that, women find me repulsive. So it's not like I've got a girlfriend coming over to the house every weekend or whatever. And before the weekend's over, we're fighting and the police are there and the screen door has been torn off the hinges or anything like that. So I said, there's no drama or anything. I just pay my rent and look after the place. I said, I'd say I'm a pretty good tenant myself. I think you're lucky to have me. He didn't figure I was, though, because I told him that the shed had a bad roof. But anyway, that made me a bad tenant. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, let's see here now. We got so many things that we need to do here. That's another thicker board, so we can go there. Yeah, those ant traps took care of all those ants. I'll bet you they're all inside there and dead now. No, they're not. Maybe the traps just frightened them off. I don't know. Maybe they saw the traps and said, let's get out of here. Here we go now. Yeah, excuse me. There's another thicker one. There we go. Oh. Okay, this is a different size yet again, so it can go right there. Oh, Rocky. What are we going to do, my friend? What are we going to do? Hey, we got to sort these all out according to size. Now, they're not going to stay here where I'm putting them now. This is just a temporary home for them. There's actually some really nice wood here, you know. Like, some of this wood, you just give it a light sanding, clean it up a bit, and there's nothing wrong with it. Really. Okay, now. But yeah, anyway, here we go now. Yeah. Anyway, we're doing a good job here. We're getting everything sorted out. Yeah. All the different sizes. Who'd have thought pallets are made out of so many different sizes of wood? I never really gave it much thought before, until just now. But yeah, they are though. Okay, this one must be, oh, this is one of these, okay. I never gave it much thought prior to today, prior to just now. But yeah, you know, this one's a little shorter and a little wider. That may be a separate category again. I guess it is. Okay. Interesting. I'm learning stuff, I am. I may even be becoming a smarty pants. Possibly, maybe. Or maybe that's going too far. I may not be becoming a smarty pants. It's possible that that isn't the case. Okay. Here we go. I remember when my little niece Emily was small, I was right about something. I'd said something and I turned out to be right. And she was pretty impressed with that because I don't think she figured I could ever really be right. So it was like, that was kind of amazing to her. He actually is right about something, this guy. Anyway, I told her, I said, that's because I'm a smarty pants. And she just looked at me and said, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're about 3 years old at the time. No, you're not. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool little girl anyway. Here we go now. There we go. All right. Here we go now. Ha ha. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Well, I've got quite an assortment of wood here. Like I say, and it's all free, except for, of course, my labor, my time and my labor, which I suppose is worth something to somebody, somewhere, probably, maybe, perhaps. But, yeah. I don't know, maybe not. All right. Okay, now. That's another one of those. Oh. Rocky's right there with the refrigerator. All right. Well, now you know, I've still got a bunch of them. That's going to fall over soon. I don't think I can pile that up much higher. I don't believe so. Yeah, that's about it right there. We will put that up there, though, because there's a bunch of ants crawling on here. There is. Well, you can't really see them, I guess, but they're there. Take my word for it, they're there. Oh, my goodness. Huh. All right, now. There we go. Okay, now that one's short, isn't it? So where does this one go now? Is this another category again? It just might be. All right, well, we'll put these ones here then. We have just enough room to make one more row. So we do. Oh. You know, we can't keep piling these up. This looks like it's another one of... It is, okay. Well, what I'm going to have to do then is I'll make a row right here that's separate from that row, but equal. Separate but equal. Yes, we will. It's a little segregation thing here, but it has to be. Make them their own little pile. You. Oh my goodness here. That's what they used to say under the old Jim Crow laws in the South, separate but equal. But of course that was a lie. It was not equal. You know, that's why the black people rose up against it. Because it was not equal. Anything but equal. But, yeah. Anyway, here we go now. Well, we're down now to almost no boards left. This is pretty good. All right now. And we got to put that here. Okay. And we got this ratty looking one here too. Can go right there. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, Rocky, we got that done. Look at that, eh? We got all the boards sorted out. I'm really proud of myself. All the boards are sorted out there. Boy, the lighting is terrible. It just looks like everything is washed out or something. Anyway, I noticed when I was doing this that my license plate has expired. Yeah. Well, you'll be able to see it if it wasn't all washed out. Let's see now what we can do here. Can we focus in maybe? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there it is. It's a little bit expired. Yeah. So, 57 years it has been expired, so I guess I better get on that and renew it, I suppose, eh? I've been pussyfooting around not renewing my license plate all this time. All this time I've been just, you know, flouting the law, not renewing my license plate. Oh my goodness. Let me sit down over here. Oh, there's water on my chair. Of course there is, because it rained. Yeah. All right. Well, have to go get a garbage bag is all. Put the garbage bag on the chair so that I can sit comfortably. Things are never easy. What can I tell you? There's always something. Oh, there we go. That's better. There's all the wood. Isn't that nice? Yeah. All that wood. And it came with free ends, too. It did. All right, here we go now. Get a garbage bag out. Oh. Get a garbage bag out. Oh, no, those are the clear ones. There we go. That's what I want. Black garbage bag. All right, guys. There's Rocky. He's pretty special. He's right there by the refrigerator. He's not fooling around. He says, I'm watching this refrigerator, guarding it with my life, he says. Anybody messes with this refrigerator, they're going to have me to answer to. Yeah, that's not working very well. What are we going to do, Rocky? I think your box is not long for this world, my friend. I'm sorry to tell you, but I think, in fact, I think it's done. I think we got to forget all about that box. I do. Oh, I think it's had its day, Rocky. All right, now put the garbage bag here on the chair. Yeah. These are my fancy furniture covers that I have here. I buy them by the roll. I do. Because it's the most economical way. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Look at Rocky with his tail going. We'll see y'all later. He's funny to watch, I'll tell you. All right, bye for now.